Hi friends, welcome to my channel AI Basics with AK. In our inaugural video, we have delved into the topic of human intelligence versus machine intelligence. And in our second video, okay, we have expanded this idea, but and also we have realized that it is not man versus machine, but in fact it is man and machine, and it has to be a collaboration between man and machine. So since we understood that okay, we have to live with the machine, and we have to integrate into our daily life, let's expand our knowledge. What is actually an artificial intelligence? Maybe in the first video I have touched based, okay, not this one, yeah, this one. In the first video we have touched base, like the artificial intelligence has to mimic human like intelligence. It has to produce something like human like intelligence. So that's the broader definition of artificial intelligence. So when we see this artificial intelligence as a field, okay, we can call artificial intelligence as a broad spectrum of field where our primary goal is to mimic human intelligence. So what are all we can do? Okay, say for example, when I say about a spreadsheet, a simple VLOOKUP. Okay, automating a VLOOKUP can be also an automation, right? So it can be a simple automation. To a complex automations that maybe we would have seen it in movies, like one of the favorite movies, Iron Man, where the complicated system is a Jarvis. Like, so maybe that's a go to vision strategy of an AI. Let's go back to the roots of automation. A decade ago, I have visited a factory um, at five-star MIDC at Kagal area near Kolhapur, and the factory name is Menon and Menon Company. During that time, it has used the state-of-the-art automation system for automating its operational activities. And I felt very fascinated at that point of time. I'd like to share that video with you, with all of you right now. It's on YouTube, and you can see it's a Minan Kagal plant, which has been uploaded 9 years ago. So, just so here the chairman and MD comes and explains about how he has started the factory, and prima facie I would like to showcase this piece. So see how beautiful it gets.
Core Center by Loramendi of Spain.
So it's a machine that they have got it from Spain at that point of time.
Our core
See how beautiful it picks it up and places it up. Further, another robotic system places it over there, and there is another robotic arm picks it up and it dips it into dipping tank. So yeah, I hope you have got a gist of it. So this we can call this as also as an artificial intelligence at that point of time, because coming from a business or an MD or a CEO at that point of time, I would like to reduce the error, and I need a machine that can do what humans do with a better accuracy kind of it. So all these robotic missions, okay, it exactly does what humans do. Maybe it can also think. It might not think in complete like a cognitive fashion, but it can, whatever it has been programmed at that point of time, it can do. Like dipping into the machine, ensuring it out there are no extra drops because it is rotating, tilting on one side and tilting on the other side. So that's a broad idea. I'd like to leave it out here. It's not just a small program that we do it on Python, but it's a larger spectrum. I'm trying to give a lay of land at this point of time. Now, most of you would be aware that machine learning, because this is what we see it out these days on the internet. Okay, the machine learning is a subset, okay, of an artificial intelligence, and it primarily relies on statistical techniques to teach computers how to learn from the data. So primarily it uses statistical techniques. And further, the recent what are we have seen in the previous videos about chat GPT and everything, it's about deep learning. The deep learning is further a subfield of machine learning, which primarily uses neural networks rather than uh, the age-old statistical techniques like regression, maybe, etc., etc., etc. So here I would like to just so in the first video we have seen that, okay, the MD has kept a robotic arm, maybe an automated system, and he has maybe reduced his errors. Now say for example that particular machine needs maintenance, it requires maintenance, right? And of course, if it is a small plant, there might be a maintenance schedule that can be prepared. Assume it out, okay, there are lots of machines, and we cannot employ as in same x of scale. Say for example, for one machine, if it is a small company, maybe we have two engineers to look at it. If there are five machines, we cannot just multiply 2 into say 5. Okay, we cannot employ in that scale because it is a cost factor at one point of time. I'm just giving a lame example, but try to understand the cost factors to it as well. So the at that point of time, okay, the machine learning and this predictive technologies, okay, the predictive technologies has become a boon, okay, to further improvise and predict the maintenance of a system. So I would like to showcase another video, which I'll place it on the links at the bottom of this video, where you can also go through it about it. So
Here
this
is
is a
a
video.
basic example of how machine learning can be used for predictive maintenance. You don't need to be an engineer to understand this. It's very basic and fun.
So it says that, okay, we don't need to be an engineer, but what he tries to say is that there
Live.
is
As you can see, the values are a bit higher, but still kind of
so I'll go into the meaty part directly.
in normal mode.
So if it is in a normal mode, okay, where all dots are together, the maintenance of this particular machine is not required. Maybe the sensors, sensor A and sensor B parameters, maybe one data point on one day, maybe at one point of time, maybe few points at time, depending upon the load, it is behaving something odd. Then automatically we can predict that this particular machine would be needing a service or an attention by an engineer kind of. In this way, we can allocate engineers as per the data that is available. 4 5 years ago, I visited an Analytics India magazine conference. At that point of time, one of the beautiful case study I have learned about lifts, elevators, like in a corporate system, especially in abroad. There are the corporate towers are huge, like 40 50 towers, or and even the residential complexes. And all of these elevators comes with an uh, service, like mandatory service that is provided maybe for 5 years or 6 years. So it is important for the elevator companies to understand, okay, which of those elevators might be needing an immediate assistance. So this one particular predictive maintenance systems has been deployed into that elevator. However, I could not able to find that video as well as and paper related to it. So once I find it out, maybe in a future weeks, I'll try to find it and share it to you, all of you. So now we understood the broad spectrum kind of a thing, like what is AI, what is ML, maybe what is deep learning kind of a thing. Now the biggest buzzword which we would also have listened long term, what is data science? Everything is data science, something that is related to data. Data science, we can call that as also a subfield of a artificial intelligence, or AI itself also can be called as a data science, because we have to help the business. But more particularly, the data science comes into a fashion where particularly we are dealing with databases and we want to extract insights, like predictive maintenance that we have discussed in machine learning or deep learning, where we primary use case is to use data and derive insights, or predict something, or prescribe something to the business. So I will try to give you a broader context, such that it becomes a little bit more simpler for and fresher. Think that here there is a business guy, and here is the data, and he is the business guy. If the business guy, if the business is very small, say for example it can be a mom and pop store, then the business guy himself knows about the data. He doesn't need any other help. He knows how much needs to be indented. It means how many orders he has to place it, maybe to Parle-G company or Britannia company to get, or maybe to Amul factory, how many milk that he needs it for the next day or maybe for the current month, kind of a thing. However, say for example that mom and pop store has become so successful, and he has expanded to 1,000 stores. Of course, he would not have any clue on that, on any single day, like which store, on for which store how many maybe milk packets are needed, because it all depends upon the consumer demographics and the needs, and also the performance of the store, that is his own people, how they are performing at that store. So all these things, if it is captured in data, we can help this guy. But however, the extraction of from data to help the business is particularly we can call something as a data science field. Sorry. Also, if you can see it out here, particularly if I draw a middle line here, there is something nearer to the data and something nearer to the business. Say for example, a person who is more closer to the data, there are so many job roles in this domain, which we can call something as a data engineer, etc. And somebody here, okay, at this juncture, maybe here, okay, we can primarily we call him as a data scientist. Maybe somebody here we can call some as a business analyst or a consultant. So in this way, okay, if the company is small, maybe a data scientist is expected to wear different hats. The larger the company it is, maybe the data scientist might be looking only a small segment of the pieces. But however, it is very important for a data scientist to know what's data the company stores and what is expected out of the business, without which the entire science that a data scientist does becomes waste, if he knows what is a head and what is a tail. Got it? So I'll just summarize it out. Okay, the artificial intelligence is about mimicking the human intelligence. Okay, it has a very broad spectrum from automation to everything. In that, the subfield is machine learning and deep learning, which is itself we can call something as a data science. And what is data science? We have seen it out here, is that primary goal of a data science is to help the business guy or to help the business. Maybe the data scientist himself can be a business if he's running his own company, or like a data product itself, maybe a Google translator. Maybe I created my own Google translator version, I can sell it out. I can be a data scientist as well as a business guy. So, and data science is also a very broad field, which has a data engineer role, a data scientist role, as well as a business analyst or a business consultant role. Finally, I will leave the video with an article that I wrote it on Medium, which also has got very less views, which explain that with the traditional pie charts, which are overlapping. Like if somebody has to become a data scientist, he has to be good at machine learning, which we have seen it out here, which I have explained it to you. Somebody also has to good at software development because it's about programming, right? And somebody has to do some traditional research because somebody has to understand the business domain. If somebody has to be a true data scientist, he has to be good at all these three spectrums. So in this video I have discussed about so as the topic says, does the data scientist need to understand the domain knowledge? Because in most of the cases the people doesn't want to learn domain, they just want to do the sexy stuff like doing programming. But it is very important to understand the head, very importantly, because the prime purpose that the data science survives is if we are helping the business. So that's more about the topic. I have discussed about what is profit at a very 30 feet level, which I said it is about revenue or a cost. Either our purpose is to increase the revenue or decrease the cost, only then the profit of the company will increase. And I have discussed something about a retail store business, which I have done it with Apollo at that point of time. And it's just one of my learning during that period when I was working with the team over there, where I have learned something through traditional operational research. I have learned that there is something called buffer stock and a safety stock. It's not just doing a time series prediction, but also we have to see what has already been available in the system or in the business, which is primarily called as a supply chain analytics or an operational optimization, where I have learned about something called a safety stock, average inventory, and a lead time, and etc. And I have further left with some of the rules or a prescription I have given to the people over there, that we have to understand the lay of land. How do we understand the lay of land? I said somebody has to be very curious and they have to ask the business the right questions. They have to see the business or the problem with a fresh eye. Only then they would be bringing some value addition into the framework. And data science, if the people are getting more experience and they want to create more business use cases, they can always use the consultant frameworks like BCG metrics, product lifecycle, etc., to create more use cases, more nuanced use cases that makes a difference in the business operations. Not just marketing, it also in the operations where we can do some cost savings. That's all for today. I hope you will enjoy this particular series. If you do enjoy, please subscribe and share it, and particularly please do comment it so that I can learn from your learnings as well.